The story begins in a classroom where a boy can be seen sitting with his head down. Suddenly, he wakes up, patting the table angrily and loudly exclaims, "Emperor, you are mean." The whole class bursts into laughter, mocking his unusual behavior and labeling him as a daydreamer. They joke about his attempt to write a love letter to Pan Lianlian, the beautiful girl in the class. The boy, Shuhan, realizes something is amiss in his surroundings and starts looking around. It dawns on him that he has been reborn and is back in high school. Looking at his hands, Shuhan notices they are different and turns his attention to an electronic screen displaying the time. It reads 12 noon on April 3rd, just a few hours before the emergence of a phenomenon that will change the world. Shuhan quickly stands up, appearing rushed, when a girl suddenly blocks his path. She holds a letter in her hand and mockingly says, "Stop," before throwing the letter at him. She continues to taunt him, questioning his worthiness to write a love letter to her, Pan Lianlian. Seeing her, Shuhan remembers his past humiliation when Pan Lianlian's boyfriend, Shi Munqing, and others set him up with a fake love letter, using it to blackmail him for 2 years. Shuhan, pointing his finger at her, mockingly retorts, "Pan Lianlian, I advise you to look at yourself first. You're no different from a stinky fox. Me liking you? Are you kidding?" Pan Lianlian is startled by Shuhan's sudden boldness and feels insulted. The classmates, too, are stunned by his audacity, questioning if he is still the same Shuhan. Pan Lianlian, recovering from her shock, points at Shuhan and asks him what he is talking about, trembling with anger. At that moment, the classroom door opens, and Pan Lianlian's boyfriend, Shi Munqing, enters energetically. Pan Lianlian rushes to him, hugging him tightly and crying as she pleads for his help in teaching Shuhan a lesson. Shi Munqing, feeling his girlfriend's grievance, becomes gloomy and approaches Shuhan menacingly. He stands tall, trying to intimidate him with his large stature and asserts that Shuhan will regret disrespecting Pan Lianlian. Shuhan, looking at Shi Munqing, calls him a waste and mocks his excessive talking. He then smirks and delivers a powerful kick to Shi Munqing's face, knocking him out and sending him flying backward, causing destruction in his wake. Shi Munqing lies unconscious, foam coming out of his mouth. Shuhan looks at him and remarks, "Waste. Too much talking." Outside the classroom, the classmates are terrified by Shuhan's display of strength, exclaiming how he knocked down Shi Munqing. They express disbelief, unsure if they saw correctly, and comment on how strong and fierce Shuhan is. Shuhan leaves the classroom, thinking about his previous life's weakness. He resolves to become invincible and acknowledges his current state of poverty and weakness. Clenching his fist, he realizes that the Earth's aura will be restored, and the world will soon change. Shuhan sees this as an opportunity to seize resources and become as strong as possible. He is determined to face the enemies from his past life and rule the new world. Running outside the school, he catches the attention of a girl, Lu Yunzi, who watches him from the top of a building, finding him interesting. Lu Yunzi is the class monitor of Shuhan's class. While Shuhan runs outside the school, he takes out his phone and dials a number, the number he knows best. As the call connects, a voice answers, and Shuhan's hand trembles with emotion. He affectionately says, "Lao, On the other end of the call, a girl sitting in the Qingbei High School library holds her phone and questions who is calling and how they know her name. Shuhan, still holding the phone, continues speaking and tells Lauer that he wants to share something important. He acknowledges that it may sound silly but assures her he will never harm her. Shuhan explains that in less than 2 hours, a significant change will occur in the world. He urgently advises her to leave school immediately and go to the nearest mountain. He pleads for her trust and promises not to cause her any harm, because... He pauses without finishing the sentence. He abruptly ends the call, thinking to himself that Lauer has always been kind to him. In his previous life, she led him on the path of cultivation but couldn't accompany him until the end. She died while saving him. Shuhan says to himself, "Lauer, wait for me. I won't let you suffer in this world." On the other end of the call, the girl, Lauer, is flustered, wondering who this person is and what the major changes and expansion he mentioned mean. She stands up, placing her right hand on her chest, and contemplates her feelings upon hearing his voice. She questions if she can trust him but decides she must go to Quaibaogan Mountain, which seems to be only an hour away. She thinks to herself, "Looks like I have to go there," and leaves the library. In the next scene, Shuhan is riding a bike, thinking that if he remembers correctly, the most intense awakening occurred at the edge of Hanshan City Park, near an ancient building at the foot of a mountain. There, he can obtain a 9-leaf lotus and regain his qualifications for cultivation. Shuhan accelerates, breaking the traffic signal, and continues pondering how he regrets letting go of the 7 treasures in his previous life, though the specifics elude his memory as he was an ordinary person without the qualification for cultivation at the time. He vaguely recalls that it led to conflicts among powerful forces and the deaths of countless monks. Upon reaching the foot of the mountain, Shu Han climbs the stairs until he arrives at the ancient building. As he approaches, he is confronted by 5 punks who inform him that Hanshan Park is not open to the public today and is exclusive to Liang Dashao. They demand Shu Han leave, but he stands his ground, stating that Hanshan Park is a public place. He questions the identity of Liang Dashao, to which one of the punks grabs his collar and angrily retorts that Shu Han should know Liang Dashao, the richest man in the area. Shu Han, infuriated by the punk's actions, tells him to release his collar if he values his life. As Shu Han forcefully grabbed the punk's hand, he exerted his strength and made the punk bend down to his knees, screaming in agony. Witnessing their partner in pain, the other punks rushed towards Shu Han, attacking him. However, Shu Han fought back, using his best techniques from his past life, despite his current weakened state. He successfully defeated the punks and passed through them, making his way into the building. As he entered, he found himself in the right location, a rocky mountain with water cascading down. Shu Han believed that the 9-leaf lotus, a medicinal plant he had tirelessly searched for in his previous life, should be somewhere around here. While reminiscing about his past, Shu Han took out his phone and checked the time, realizing that he had less than 10 minutes left. Suddenly, a group of people arrived, shouting and pointing at Shu Han, declaring that they had found him. The leader of the gang, Liang Shu, arrogantly approached Shu Han, proclaiming his identity and warning him not to expect to escape. Shu Han recognized Liang Shu and recalled hearing about him in his previous life. Liang Shu had discovered the 9-leaf lotus initially, but then, while Shu Han was lost in his memories, Liang Shu stood in front of him, pointing his finger and demanding an answer. Shu Han, taken aback by Liang Shu's behavior, reached out to touch his face, examining him closely. In his mind, Shu Han questioned the connection between this person and the hero he knew. He asked Liang Shu if he was truly the famous cultivator or merely pretending, as he didn't resemble the hero from his memories. Offended by the question, Liang Shu angrily glared at Shu Han, accusing him of mocking him. The situation took a dramatic turn as black lightning flashed all around, causing the mountain to tremble. The ancient building crumbled, and Liang Shu's gang fled in fear, urging him to hurry. However, Liang Shu remained motionless, watching Shu Han as he walked toward the mountain. At the mountain's entrance, Shu Han sensed the resurgence of aura and realized that the first phase of recovery would last about half a month, plunging the world into chaos and resulting in a high death toll. The Earth's aura would intensify, and lucky individuals might awaken their cultivation abilities or find Lingbao medicine in certain areas. Observing the mountain's continued trembling, Shu Han gazed upwards and began climbing. As he ascended, a vision of a dragon and a phoenix descended from the heavens toward the mountain's summit. Perplexed, Liang Shu failed to comprehend the extraordinary phenomenon unfolding before him. Finally reaching the mountaintop, Shu Han laid eyes on the 9-leaf lotus. He speculated that the aura had just started to recover when the lotus appeared. With the concentration of aura being highest in Hanshan Park, Shu Han intended to obtain the lotus and embark on his cultivation journey. Afterward, he planned to make his way to Jingshi Canyon, located on the city outskirts, as it would be a valuable asset for the initial phase of cultivation. While holding the 9-leaf lotus, an unexpected event occurred, startling Shu Han. He realized that he had not yet awakened his cultivation, and more strangely, he could sense his dantian. Sitting down with the lotus in his hands, he contemplated whether this could be internal strength. Exploring his inner body, he discovered something unusual and exclaimed in realization. Laughing, he declared that he knew what it was his lucky day. Holding the 9-leaf lotus tightly, Shu Han never expected to be reborn in this world and have the opportunity to reach the Emperor's realm. This prospect almost overshadowed his remorse for his past death. Nonetheless, he resolved to exact revenge on the 9 heavenly kings and claim the heavenly throne. Seated, Shu Han began cultivating, marveling at his exceptional luck. With the opening of his dantian, his cultivation automatically surged. He believed that he might be the fastest person ever to awaken their cultivation. In his previous life, he had seen a list of awakenings that indicated the fastest person achieved cultivation in just 3 days. Suddenly, he sensed something and turned around, discovering 3 fruits emanating a powerful aura. He picked them up, realizing that, without his knowledge from his past life, he might have been deceived by their appearance. He recognized them as extremely rare donghua fruits, which were incredibly beneficial for improving cultivation. In the middle phase, these fruits would have caused fierce battles among cultivators. Shu Han stored the fruits in his inner pocket and couldn't help but consider seizing more sacred objects from Jingshi Canyon. He now possessed enough strength to confront the Shakshuan family. While lost in thought, Liangshu climbed up the mountain, wearing a muffler to wipe the sweat off his face, and pleaded with Shu Han to explain the chaos unfolding in the world. He mentioned a mountain that had suddenly appeared from the ground and dragons flying in the sky. Seeing Liangshu, Shu Han stays silent and gives him the 9-leaf lotus while saying, "You must start cultivating as soon as possible." Meanwhile, Shu Han thinks to himself, "My Dandian has already been awakened, so I only need the donghua fruit. This lotus is now useless to me, and Liangshu doesn't seem to be a bad person. I would better return it to its original owner, the hero of the past who saved thousands of humans." Shu Han jumps and starts flying, saying, "We'll meet again." Liangshu is startled and exclaims, "He's flying? It seems that this world has really changed." After jumping off the mountain, Shu Han descends towards the earth and thinks, "Damn, my jumps are still too low. I need to find a place to absorb the donghua fruit as soon as possible." In the next scene, Shu Han is shown in a hotel room, absorbing the aura of 3 donghua fruits while sitting cross-legged on the bed. He thinks, "Phew, this really helped my cultivation. I'm still in the initial stages, but the aura of these 3 donghua fruits is very rich. I can definitely break through to the intermediate stage." 3 days later, a sudden boom sounds, and Shu Han can be seen laughing while standing and saying, "Ha ha ha. This donghua fruit lost its holy spirit, and it took me 3 days to absorb these 3 donghua fruits." His cultivation strength has finally reached the middle layer of the foundation stage. He holds an energy ball in his hands and remarks, "This body is full of strength right now. Damn, this is comfortable." After finishing everything, he walks outside the room, thinking, "Alright, after solving some problems at the school, it'll be time to go to Jingshi Canyon." In the next scene, while walking inside the school, Shu Han overhears people saying, they heard that there are chaos in various parts of the world. How is the government going to deal with this chaos? He also reads on the internet that many people have started cultivating and gained powers, just like in the comics. Hearing this, another student says, "Chengshen? Shut up, that's probably just fake news. But really, I even heard some people in our school have started eating strange fruits. Suddenly, they can fly and change their bodies." Hearing this while walking, Shu Han is stopped by Shimuncheng and his gang, who block his path. Shimuncheng's head is bandaged as he says, "Shu Han, it's been a while since I last saw your weak ass. I thought you ran away. I never thought you would be dumb enough to come back." Seeing them blocking his path, Shu Han narrows his eyes and tells them to f-ck off. Shimuncheng starts laughing and says, "I see you're still as arrogant as ever. Do you think you'll get a lucky punch again? I'll teach you a lesson. This will be the last lesson you'll ever get." Suddenly, a beastly arm grows out of Shimuncheng's arm as he jumps in the air, saying, "Don't f-ck with a cultivator." Shu Han smashes him with a punch, sending him flying. Feeling nothing, Shu Han says, "Don't waste my time." Pan Lionian, witnessing how Shu Han sent Shimuncheng flying with a punch, feels afraid and says, "How can this be possible? They already ate the magical fruit and transformed." She jumps towards Shu Han, saying, "I won't accept this. I'll kill you." Seeing her jumping towards him, Shu Han muscles his palm and fist, saying, "Idiot." He punches her in the face, sending her flying, while saying, "Insects must know their place." He thinks to himself, "They are lucky. They could eat a fruit that can awaken cultivation. Everyone gets different abilities. The most common ability just makes the individual strong quickly, but it has limited growth potential. But even worse is the transformation ability. Overall, it's trash. But there are some lucky people who get extraordinary abilities. In my previous life, I met someone. But unfortunately, he couldn't control his own strength." Suddenly, the building in front of him collapses with a loud bang. The students here are doomed. This monster is extremely fierce, and its sudden appearance has shocked all the students. The monster roars at the students, and in fear, they start running. Everyone is trying to escape, but a little girl is still crying in fear, calling out, "Mom, where are you?" Seeing the monster about to attack the girl, Shu Han starts channeling his energy and says, "This monster dares to hurt humans around me." Just as Lu Yunzi suddenly runs in and saves the little girl, she says to the other students, "Don't be afraid. If I'm here, this monster won't dare to hurt anyone." Shu Han arrived at Jingshi Canyon, perspiring and bewildered by the large crowd gathered there. In his previous life, only 2 families knew about the existence of a sacred treasure in this place. So, he wondered why there were so many people now. He overheard someone saying, "I heard that the sacred fruit will appear in Jingshi Canyon." The news only added to his confusion. Cultivators began to arrive, convinced that the news was true. Suddenly, Liangshu appeared and asked, "How come you're here?" He happily took Shu Han's hand and exclaimed, "Thank God. I thought I would never see you again. I'm extremely happy." Shu Han looked at Liangshu and withdrew his hand, saying, "You're here too. Have you absorbed the 9-leaf lotus?" Liangshu excitedly replied, "After taking it, I can now absorb the aura of heaven and earth. You're truly a good person. After that incident, I learned the true value of sacred plants. A sacred plant that can awaken one's cultivation is now worth $100 million. I really admire you." As Liangshu continued to praise him, Shu Han interrupted him, stating his name as Shu Han and asked him to explain the situation at hand. Liangshu responded, "Brother Shu, the problem is that someone posted information online about monsters and sacred treasures appearing in Jingshi Canyon. This caught the attention of many people." Hearing this, Shu Han realized that his predictions about the changing destiny were coming true. Suddenly, some extraordinary individuals arrived, and people commented, "That person looks like Lu Yunzi from the Lu family. Aren't those Feng Ganzi and Feng Zhenyu from the Feng family? I heard those two are geniuses who began cultivating before the aura awakening occurred." Everyone started flattering Lu Yunzi. Observing the situation, Liangshu said to Shu Han, "Brother Shu, I think I should explain. People say the Feng family is very famous in Nanao City. Their strength is far greater than us common people. Also, Miss Lu Yunzi is a genius cultivator. At the beginning of the aura recovery, our family recruited many capable cultivators. Our family and the Lu family have some business affairs, and offered to recruit him into their family." Shu Han immediately rejected the offer and walked away. Liangshu tried to stop him, but suddenly, Pan Lilian appeared and pointed at Shu Han, saying, "Last time at school, Miss Lu Yunzi only saw you as a classmate. She doesn't care about you. Now that you know her true identity, are you going to try to suck up to her?" Her boyfriend, Shi Manqing, added, "Yes, now he and Pan Lilian follow Miss Lu Yunzi. Even though they're classmates, Miss Lu Yunzi's identity is very different from yours. Hurry up and apologize to her." Listening to their words, Shu Han retorted, "Idiot." Shockwaves rippled through the crowd. Liangshu couldn't control his laughter and burst into fits of mirth. "Sorry, I can't help but laugh," he said, struggling to regain his composure. "Brother Shu, you're truly amusing. While people respect Miss Lu, you call her followers idiots. You never cease to entertain me, bro." Shu Han replied dismissively, "I don't have time to waste on idiots. I'll leave this to you." With that, he departed, leaving the others behind. As they watched Shu Han walk away, Pan Lilian asked, "Miss Lu Yunzi, will you teach him a lesson?" Lu Yunzi replied, "Forget it, let him go. We'll wait until he sees what real strength is. He needs to know that there are things that cannot be overcome with luck." Shu Han, Lu Yunzi, have never been ignored in public. Our business isn't finished yet. Feng Zhenyu approached with an old man and said, "Yunzi, he's just a cockroach who doesn't know how high he's flying. Once we enter the mountain, I'll help you kill him." Lu Yunzi replied, "It's my business. You don't need to interfere. Let me take care of it myself." With that, she left, and Feng Zhenyu snorted while saying, "Wait until he gets the holy treasure. Then she'll kneel before him." He turned to the old man, Uncle Li, and asked, "What's the plan regarding the sacred treasure?" Uncle Li responded, "Feng Gongzi and the whole family have taken care of it. This sacred treasure in Jingshi Canyon is perfect for him." 3 days later, on the mountain, Shu Han could be seen cultivating on top of a boulder. As he focused on his cultivation, he couldn't help but think about Jingshi Canyon. It truly was the best place in Nanao City. With minimal effort, he had discovered numerous sacred fruit trees. Even though there were many wild animals in the area, they only served to enhance his cultivation. These beasts posed no threat to him. While the aura of these fruits was not as potent as the donghua fruit, it still helped him advance to the final stage of the foundation layer. Once he reached that stage, he could rectify the regrets of his previous life. In the past, no matter how hard he tried, Shu Han had never reached the Emperor's realm. The reason was that his cultivation foundation had not been perfect. The foundation played a crucial role in the future. A solid foundation could greatly influence the height a domain cultivator could reach. A perfect foundation provided the best conditions during the formation phase. However, to reach the realm of the gods, 2 more levels were needed. That had been Shu Han's previous regret, and now he was determined to build a flawless foundation. Additionally, the cultivation method he used was of utmost importance. Standing in front of a dead monster, Shu Han extended his hand and explained, "This technique can only be used on deceased animals. The aura collection technique is simple. It absorbs aura from the bones and blood of various animals in a gradual manner, transforming it into pure aura. As his cultivation grew stronger, he needed to absorb the energy of stronger beasts. Even legendary wild beasts were required to purify the aura. One day later, Shu Han obtained a mysterious spirit fruit and exclaimed, "Finally, I've obtained a mysterious spirit fruit. Although it's 3 levels below the donghua fruit, it's still quite good." Suddenly, a flying sword came at him, narrowly missing Shu Han. Evading the attack, he demanded, "Who are you?" The man, retrieving his sword, introduced himself as Long Baoshan and ordered Shu Han to hand over the sacred fruit he possessed. Long Baoshan claimed that if Shu Han complied and kneeled before him, he might spare his life. Smirking, Shu Han retorted, "Long Baoshan, did your mother give you such a foolish name?" Enraged by Shu Han's comment, Long Baoshan drew a rocket gun and threatened to kill him with it. Shu Han, observing the weapon, thought to himself, "This person kills with a weapon like that. I also want to test the results of refining my aura, as some cultivators might not be able to withstand such a weapon." People with Long Baoshan fired rockets at Shu Han, bombarding the entire area. Laughing, they taunted Long Baoshan, saying, "Sir, this child isn't even flinching. He must be terrified. The fruit now belongs to us, boss. There's no way he can survive." Amidst the bombardment, Shu Han thought to himself that they were too confident. He was still in the early stages of the mysterious iron body. If this attack had occurred a few days later, he might have been able to withstand the rocket assaults, although it still hurt a bit. To their surprise, Shu Han remained unscathed. Long Baoshan, shocked, wondered aloud, "How can he defend against my rocket attack? I've killed many cultivators like him, but none of them could withstand my assault. Could he have a magic weapon protecting him? It doesn't matter. I mustn't dwell on that now." He drew his sword and approached Shu Han, saying, "Kid, this flying sword is no ordinary weapon. If you hand over the magical item protecting your body, I might consider letting you escape." Seeing Shu Han's refusal, Long Baoshan attacked him with his sword. Observing the attack, Shu Han remarked, "The sword is too weak. Let me show you the true power of the Facian flying sword." He blocked the sword with his aura barrier. Long Baoshan, witnessing the scene, felt shocked. He exclaimed, "This is impossible. How can he block it with just his aura barrier? Unless his cultivation foundation is in its final stages of development." Hearing this, Shu Han replied, "It's too late to find out now. It's time for me to counterattack." He suddenly appeared behind Long Baoshan, delivering a powerful punch to his stomach, sending him flying and crashing into a boulder. Trembling, Long Baoshan acknowledged Shu Han's strength. He took out his Qiankun bag, which contained valuable treasures, and pleaded for his life. Shu Han accepted the Qiankun bag, examined its contents, and exclaimed, "Ha! Perfect. This space bag has all the ingredients I need." Standing up, Long Baoshan said, "Now that you've taken it, I'll take my leave." In his thoughts, he swore, "You jerk. How dare you provoke me? Just you wait. After I leave here, I'm going to hire someone to kill you." As he was about to leave, Shu Han interrupted from behind, "Did I say you could leave yet?" He made his move, saying, "Do you think I'm dumb? Do you think I'll let you live, knowing my identity?" Hearing this, Long Baoshan grew fearful and pleaded, "Please, I won't tell anyone. I come from a respectable family. My brother is Ling Atian. He's an incomparable genius. People compare him to Liu Yinzi. He will certainly kill." Before he could finish his sentence, a resounding boom echoed through the air as Shu Han killed him with a single strike. Looking at Long Baoshan's lifeless body, Shu Han said, "Long Atian, what could that trash do to me? Does the dragon family want to die?" Examining the treasures within the space bag, Shu Han exclaimed, "God damn it, Long Baoshan. I didn't expect you to have so many sacred fruits. It seems you've killed many people to obtain these. Too bad you crossed paths with me." As he looked through the treasures, Shu Han spotted a small bottle and decided to take it. Examining it closely, he exclaimed, "Is this a piece of the 5-element seed?" Curiosity getting the better of him, he opened the bottle, causing a strange phenomenon to occur. With a joyful laugh, Shu Han remarked, "Soaked in Yuan Ling liquid, it truly is a 5-element seed. This special spiritual stone is essential for building a perfect foundation." Long Baoshan has no idea this treasure is in his own space bag. The value of this 5-element seed is immeasurable, as it is one of the rarest spiritual stones in the world. Most monks have never even heard of it and dismiss it as a myth. Although it cannot be compared to the treasure that will appear in Jingshi Canyon, but in the eyes of some practitioners it's priceless. Lost in thought, Shu Han's phone suddenly rang. Answering the call, Liang Shu appeared on a video call and asked, "Brother Shu, I haven't seen you in a few days. Where are you now?" Shu Han replied, "I am practicing in the mountains. Is there something important?" Liang Shu showed him the mountain through the phone and said urgently, "You have to come to the mountaintop. The treasure is about to appear, and you wouldn't want to miss it. Many monks have gathered here since 3 days ago. Perhaps we can benefit from this and obtain the treasure. Shu Han nodded and said, I understand. I will arrive soon. Just as he was about to end the call, Liang Shu quickly added, wait, Brother Shu. I have a list of young people in Nanao City, the Qingyun list. Take a look at it. And be cautious if you come across those individuals on the leaderboard. They possess extraordinary abilities. Shu Han examined the Qingyun list and noticed that Lu Yunzi ranked first, followed by Feng Long. Understanding the progress these two individuals had made, he concluded, as long as I haven't encountered a monk who has reached the foundation period, I should be able to handle them. In my current state, I should be invincible for now. Next, I will claim this treasure. Someone is waiting for me. With that, Shu Han set off towards the mountaintop. On the magnificent Mount Taihuangding, a vast crowd of people had gathered, their eyes fixed on a luminous stone monument that emanated a mesmerizing aura. Each person was filled with awe and wonder at the abundant energy it exuded. Amidst the onlookers stood Shu Han, and said, is a good position still available? As Lu Yunzi holds the first rank, Feng Zhenyu is in 8th place, the 3rd rank belongs to the Silver Wing of the God of War, and the mighty Bull King holds the 5th position. Just then, Liang Shu approached Shu Han and exclaimed, Brother Shu, you've finally arrived. Many cultivators came before you, but that should be of no concern to you. After all, you have spent your time diligently practicing alone on the mountain. Curiosity piqued, Shu Han inquired, is that luminous stone monument also a sacred treasure? As he doesn't recall hearing about it in his previous life, but something feels amiss as he gazes upon it. Liang Shu responded, this stone monument began glowing a day ago. It is said that a treasure lies within and will soon reveal itself. Miss Lu, Feng Zhenyu, Silver Wing, and the Bull King, all possess advantageous positions as they hold prominent ranks on the Qingyun list. No one dares to disturb them. Suddenly, a commotion erupted around the stone monument as something unexpected occurred. The crowd instinctively rushed toward it, desperately seeking the best position and launching attacks. Witnessing this chaos, the Bull King unleashed his formidable strength and warned that anyone daring to approach the treasure would meet their demise. Amidst the frenzy, Liang Shu anxiously asked Shu Han, Brother Shu, shouldn't we hurry? Remaining calm, Shu Han assured him, wait, I will handle this. With a swift leap, he ascended towards the monument. As he arrived before it, Lu Yunzi recognized him. Standing before the stone monument, Shu Han snorted and thought to himself, I refuse to believe that there's nothing awry with this stone monument. While Lu Yunzi cautioned him, I know you possess abilities, but the impending battle that will transpire here is beyond your imagination. With a happy expression, Shu Han cheerfully responded to Lu Yunzi, haha, I agree with the class president. I shall go now. He flashed her a thumbs up, leaving Lu Yunzi puzzled. She couldn't help but wonder, why is he so jubilant? Is something wrong? As Shu Han departed, Liang Shu inquired with concern, Brother Shu, are you leaving? Shu Han replied confidently, the holy treasure is not here, it's merely a bait. The surrounding area has been ravaged. Shocked by this revelation, Liang Shu exclaimed, how could this be? Meanwhile, as Shu Han walked away, Lu Yunzi contemplated his departure, he is so greedy and unafraid of death. Although I advised him to leave, as a true cultivator, one must make an effort and take risks. How could he miss such a remarkable opportunity? Simultaneously, Shu Han pondered, if the Juxuan Miao tree isn't here, then where will it appear? In a distant corner, Uncle Li spoke, his voice filled with anticipation, this is the perfect moment. Let's make our move. Eagerly awaiting the unfolding events, Feng Zhenyu sneered, a group of fools dares to challenge us. Watch as they meet their demise. Meanwhile, Shu Han felt a tinge of uncertainty, realizing that he might have overlooked something vital. The Juxuan Miao tree, a crucial part of the sacred treasure, it seems like I've heard of it before. Its birth requires a unique opportunity. Suddenly, a revelation struck him, and he stared intently at the stone monument, as a crimson light burst forth, bringing an ominous sense of impending catastrophe. And this is how the second part of this manhwa ends. Well, guys, if you liked this video and want a part 3, comment below with the word part 3,